All right, Shalom. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York City, out of Commander GEN.YAHANNA. You understand? And it's the Fort Wayne Live, no cowards class. We're going to go into the law class. The topic today we're going into is that America is a slave function. And is it lawful to work on the Sabbath? You understand? Or to slave on the Sabbath is what we nickname it, because it is a slave. All right. So we I'm gonna get time for brothers or whatnot to join the class, share the class, and then we gonna get questions answered before we get into it. All right. You understand? Because this is one thing for sure that we need to understand. You understand, as black people, we got to understand that America is not the first slavery that we have been in. You understand? Any empire, try to name any empire ever resurrected on the face of the earth, and show me where they was not bred and fed off of the slavery. And one of the most important slaveries, or the most productive slaveries, is the slavery under the blacks and Hispanics. You understand? Because when we slave for any empire, we make that empire great. Look what we did to America. America is great. The economical system is great. The wealth and luxury, the tax, everything in America, the entertainment system, anything down that makes America rich, it makes America rich because the blacks and Hispanics are slaving for them, man. You understand? And we do it in such a decent and ordered fashion. Like we Christians in this place, man. We grew up to love the white man. We grew up to worship this Caesar Borgia, this white so-called wannabe Christ, man. We worship in slavery. We go to these slaves, and we work hard at these slaves. We put all our money in these slaves. We grow up in the projects, in the ghetto, in poverty, in starvation. We go out and we go play on these football and basketball courts, and we're gonna make millions and tons and billions of dollars for these slave empires, man. Billions of dollars being pumped into America off just the slave of athletes. Like, look at basketball players. We just came back from Cleveland, Ohio, and I remember when LeBron James left Cleveland, they talked about how Cleveland dropped like $100 million in Cleveland off of just one black man leaving, and that's one black man alone. So imagine with every other athlete in America, with every other black entertainer in America, with every other regular working and slave in his job in America. Think about how much money we pumping in America. You understand? And the white man ain't playing no games with us. Our president ain't playing no games with us slaving, man. Like he's slaving us to goddamn death. You working 40 hours a goddamn week just to provide for your goddamn family. 40 hours a week. Like your time and your day is like you have no life. Like your job, if the oppressor could do it, if there wasn't no laws against it, the oppressor would make that you have to be at your slave. He would make it that you sleep there, that you eat there, you get up and you slave again, and slave some more. He just wants to slave you out because it's all about mass production, man. All about mass production. He wants to make money at your expense, at your cost. America is a slave function, just like any other empire. That's why we're going to go into Daniel, the 7th chapter, all right? We're going to go into Daniel, the 7th chapter, and then we're going to read about all these other great empires and these great nations. Because we was while we was in Egypt, we was serving out a slave, man. We was serving that thing out and fulfilling our work duties out faithfully, man. Faithfully. Making Egypt rich. Making, to this day, people still look at Egypt, can't understand and can't get why Egypt was so great and where the pyramids came from. It's only great because the black man was slaving there. Just like the black man slaving in America. Just like the Hispanic man slaving in America. all these produce working for $4 a goddamn day on a farm somewhere to pick strawberries. Do you know how much strawberries are running at the goddamn Walmart and running at your local market, and they paying enslaving our Hispanics $4 a day? Good night, man. Good night. They making tons of $1 million off of us, man. Tons of $1 million off of the blacks and Hispanics, man. It's ridiculous. It is absolute ridiculous. And this is the condition that we have to live in because we want to have sex. And then this is the thing too. We slaving, right? 40 hours a goddamn week. All right. We slaving 40 hours a week and we off on the weekends. You know what we working just to live our life on the weekend. Just to live a day on the weekend. And we can't even live that out peacefully. Because then you got problems with your woman because she going to the Christian church. Then you got problems. You got to go to the school because they got problems with your son. He fighting in school, and your daughter, she fighting in school, and she in beef into it with them, and you're into it with that, and you're stressing how you're gonna pay your bill. You can't get no peace of mind in this place, and you're slaving 40 hours a goddamn week. Like you're slaving for a weekend that you can't even enjoy, man. That's why so many of us go on the weekends and we lose our goddamn mind. We smoke and we get high and we drink and we party. We lose our goddamn mind because of the oppression that we under. Like the oppression that we under is real. It's absolute real. The oppression that we under in America is just so much of a burden that we can't even free our mind from being outsiders. So like some people go to the slave and absolutely lose their mind and snap off. Just snap. Because of the stress and the trauma on their mind, man, with a supervisor that's on their back trying to rip their manhood away from them, or a woman or some sister that's on a slave that's getting sexually harassed by that taskmaster at that slave, man. And these are regular functions on a day-to-day basis at these slaves. And it's not like we lying about. We going to the slaves every day. We got brothers in here slaving in every day, slaving, putting up money and paying tithes. And we seeing experience what's going on at these goddamn slave functions, man. We seeing it firsthand, first aid. We seeing what the hell is going on, man. And it's ridiculous. All right. So I'm going to share the class real quick. All right. And then we gonna get straight into it. And get straight into Daniel chapter 7. All right. Bear with me 1 second. Bear with me just 1 second. I'm going to put this on Facebook real quick. You understand? You watching this class. You know what I'm saying? Thunder goddamn class up, man. Thunder class up. Share it. Do everything you can to support the truth. All right? Do everything you can to support this truth. All right. Let's go to Daniel chapter 7 and verse 1, right? All right. This is the book of Daniel. Salakia. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 1. And if anybody don't know who Daniel was a prophet, all right, that the Lord gave visions to and on the time of our captivity underneath the what is this? The Babylonian, underneath the Babylonian Empire. All right. The Lord is sending him visions by night. Daniel would have visions. Daniel would take the visions that he had, he would write them down, and he would bring them before the king of Babylon, who was Belshazzar. All right, he would bring it before him and he would break it down because everybody was so curious about what the Lord had to say and what the Lord prophecies was, because at this time everybody knew that the Most High, who the Most High was and who Most High was with. It was just a matter of trying to go against the Most High prophecy. You understand? Which is an impossibility. All right. So I'm gonna break it down and we're gonna read and we're gonna understand the slavery that like America is not a new slave. All right, it's not a new. This thing here is not new. We've been here, we've done that, and we're gonna make our way out of this hell. You understand? All you got to do is put down the cigarettes, put down the whores, and stop having sex and get out there. Having sex with children and get out there goddamn Christian church and stop molesting babies. That's all we got to do, and we'll take this goddamn world over. All right. So Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 1. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and vision. See, now look, this is what Daniel had a dream and vision. All right, and it just said that in the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Belshazzar was the great grandson of Nebuchadnezzar, who was the king of the Assyrian Empire. The Assyrian Empire was gobbled up and overthrown by the Babylonian Empire, which was a greater and more mightier empire than the Assyrian Empire. All right. And now, during this time, the Lord always works. No matter any time that we in this captivity, the Lord always works with one man. You understand? You got the Christian pastor is not that one man. Barack Obama ain't that one man. Jesse Jackson or T.D. Jakes, none of these people are that one man. Only one man that the Lord working with in America is Commander GEN.YAHANNA. You understand? Well, Commander GEN.YAHANNA on down is the I.S.U.P.K. And that's who the Lord is working with. Just like Daniel was given the visions, Commander GEN.YAHANNA is given the prophecies to set out what's going to happen in the destruction of America. Now let's see let's read the visions that was given unto Daniel from the Most High. Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon the bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters. Daniel spake and said, I saw my visions by night, and behold, the four winds of the heaven strove upon the great sea. Now, what it say the four winds of the heaven? What is this talking about? What is the four winds of the heaven? The four winds of the heaven is just like the four directions on your compass: the north, the south, the east, and the west. The four winds represents the destruction that are coming from these directions. All right. So these are the four winds. That's what it say? What it say? It say the four winds of heaven strove upon the great seas. And the great seas, right? You got the north, south, east, and west, and every which way destruction is coming. All right. So now this is signifying the destruction coming from the four ways of the earth, of the great sea. All right. And four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another. Now I say four beasts came up. What is it talking about? The four beasts? Is this talking about literal animals? Is it talking about beasts like in Africa, or you know what I'm saying, some wild land? What is the four beasts that it's talking about? The four beasts is talking about is four great kingdoms, four mighty kingdoms that excels off of the slave oppression of the blacks and Hispanics. These are four kingdoms. All right. Now I'm ready to break this down to you. All right. And four great beasts came up from sea, diverse one from another. Verse 4. The first was like a lion and had eagle wings. I beheld the wings thereof were plucked, and it were lifted up from the earth. Now, I was given a representation of one of the four beasts. It said it was a lion with eagle wings, right? Now, when it say that it was lifted up from the earth, it means it's saying that this kingdom that is representing, this lion with the eagle wings on his back, was lifted up upon the earth, is representing how it had to conquer the entire earth and conquer the entire every other nation is beneath it. You understand? So if it's excelling and above the earth, that means that every nation is underneath it, meaning it is in rulership. It is in the authority of every other nation in the earth. All right. Let's keep going. And it say where we at? And it was lifted up from the earth, and may stand upon feet as a man, and the man's heart was given unto it. Now, it described this kingdom as a beast, right? An animal like towards beast, like a lion and an eagle. Now we get into it. It say it stood upon his feet like a man, and a man's heart was given into it. Now the Lord is giving it. Now Daniel is breaking it down, is giving it representation of that the ways of this kingdom was wild like an animal, but it's took over the world as if a man would take over the kingdoms of the world. You understand? And when they say that the heart was given unto it, meaning that the wisdom that this beast came with was wise. Was wise. Just like in America. America is filled up with scholars and scientists, with libraries, with books everywhere. You got you can have a phone in your hand and you can research the entire earth, everything around. You can just research it and put it in your phone and look it up. That's what is giving representation into this empire. During this time, this empire was just like America was. It had scientists and it had scholars with librarians and libraries and books and scholars and schools where you can look up and research and know the knowledge and wisdom of how this work and how that worked. But its main prioritized wisdom was how to slave the people, man. That's what America is rooted on. America is rooted on putting blacks in slavery, stealing the land from the North American Indians, and stealing the land from the Hispanics. That's what America was founded on. That's what these other nations are founded on. Now, don't get me wrong, they got scholars, and the only reason they got these scholars is because the Lord is blessing these scholars was to raise it up, to make it something mighty. And the Lord always makes something mighty and makes something strong right before he bring it down. Right before he bring it down, the Lord make it mighty and make it strong. The Lord put it up, make it look good, make it look like it can't be brought down. And then the Lord burn it down and bring it down and humiliates what everybody thought could never be brought down. Nobody ever thought that America would be brought down, but America will be brought down. You understand? And what they are rooted on, America was rooted on putting the blacks in slavery, segregation, coming against the blacks and Hispanics, coming against the Cubans, coming against all the 12 tribes, man. Every president has reigned over a tribe that they picked to hate, man. Andrew Jackson, the Reuben, the Seminole Indians. Andrew Jackson was famous for the Trail of Tears. Hating one of the 12 tribes. They just pick them and hate them. Donald Trump, the Mexicans build a wall. You pick them and you hate them. What they call the North American Indians, savages. Look it up in books. Go to the library and read what they called. And they said they called them savages. They picked them and they colonized when Christopher Columbus came over here. They came over here. They said the North American Indians are savages, man. They said they need to be killed. They pick a tribe, they hate them, and they reign to the top. Off of what? Off of the hatred that they got for you, man. It's a war that we've been fighting. This ain't a war that we just not fighting. We've been fighting this war since the womb with Rebecca. When the Lord wasn't joking around when he said I should make two nations that's against each other. Esau and Jacob. We was in that womb scrapping and fighting before we was even born. We've been against each other, man. This ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing new at all. This is something that every empire that ever been great has always done. They have always hated one of the 12 tribes, if not all. You understand? So when they say the wisdom was given into it, the heart that is saying is talking about your mind. A lot of times when the Bible refers to heart, it's speaking of your mind. And right here, in this case with Daniel, the 7th chapter, it's talking about the wisdom that these nations got off of the hatred. The hatred for the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Every nation, no matter where you look, they hate, man. They hate the 12 tribes. And then we go out understand this for a second. When we go out there on the street corners, we talk about how the oppressor is the devil, right? And we go out here and we say everybody knows that the president is the devil. We say that the fish in the sea knows the president is the devil. We speak up for the fish in the sea getting oppressed, for the pollution that's in the water. We say that the fish know that the oppressor is the devil. And we speaking up for the fish. The fish will never speak up. The fish can never do nothing for us. But the Asians, they don't speak up for us. The Arab, they don't speak up for us. The Africans, they don't. Nobody takes up for the 12 tribes of Israel. Nobody say, man, you treating the blacks and Hispanics horrible, man. Like, you, for absolutely no reason at all, you oppressing the blacks and Hispanics. Like, you treating them horrible. Nobody says that at all. That's why they are not a people to be ruling and reigning on the earth. Nobody rules and reigns better than a black man. Black man is merciful, and we get that mercy from the Most High. The Most High, and every other thing that the Most High has created, the earth, the sea, you understand, the destruction and the knowledge that He gives into scientists. Nothing excels more than the Lord's mercy, because Lord knows all these empires that we just read, these four great empires and these four great kingdoms, and the Babylonian, the Egyptians, the Assyrian, all these slaveries, America, Rome, the Greek, all these slaveries that we just served out. We just served out because we sinned against the Most High, and the Most High had mercy upon us. The Most High mercy was great upon everything, and that's why we so mercy and great of a people. The Asians don't have that gift. The Asians not merciful and gifted. The blacks and the Hispanics are, but nobody speaks up for us. Nobody takes up for the blacks and Hispanics. They just suck us dry. They come over here without a green card. They come over here as illegal immigrants. They open up shops in our neighborhoods. They sell us chicken and fried rice. They sell us our gas and all our snacks out the goddamn gas station. And they reap us dry of our money, man. They suck us dry, and they watch us weep and mourn as we do drugs on their curbs in front of their gas stations and down their blocks. And they gonna move somewhere and make Chinatown. They gonna move somewhere and move in the neighborhood where it's all Arabs where they take care of each other. They pile up and stockpile inside one house with one common agenda to suck us dry of our money and get rich off the blacks and Hispanics' poverty. That's what they do. Every nation on the face of the earth, it was ever great only because they suck us dry of our money, man. They suck us dry of our integrity. Like, man, god damn. If we were so supportive of the black business like we do with these Chinese and Arab people, maybe this poverty would be a little less. Maybe it wouldn't be as bad if we didn't get sold out by Martin Luther King into these other nations. All right, not to get too far off topic. Let's keep going. Let's go into verse 4. All right, well, let's go down. Let's where we at? Verse 5. And behold, another beast, a second like unto a bear, and it was raised up, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in its mouth of it between the teeth of it. Now the second beast was like a bear, and if we just read, and when you see we just read, it say that it had the ribs of his mouth in between his teeth, meaning that this nation was devouring up. It came strong. It got strong, just like a bear. The bear gets strong and lay back, big lazy, lay back and sleep and devours everything. This nation conquered off of devouring and ripping other nations up and eating up the flesh of every other nation. Like every nation eats up the flesh of blacks and Hispanics. Like we sheep in this place, man. We sleep amongst wolves and bears, lions with eagle wings on his backs. Every nation just devours us in this system. In America, man. Every nation. All right. And they said thus unto it, arise and devour much flesh. And then what they say? Rise, America. God bless America. It said rise and devour much flesh. They risen and devour much flesh, man. They come over here. They get rich. They go to schools, man. And then they tell us and look back at blacks and Hispanics and say, what is your problem? I came over here from China. I've been over here for 4 years. Got a college degree. Open up my business. What's your excuse? My excuse is that every nation hates us and every other nation is coming against us and teamed up and clicked up against blacks and Hispanics and is starving us out, and that we don't got no righteous leaders outside the I.S.U.P.K. That's my excuse. What is your excuse? The Asian try to come over here and try to upshow us and embarrass us. The white man try to make it like he trying to embarrass us for not having we don't have businesses because of your Christianity that you push and shove down our goddamn throats. That's why. You devour much flesh. That's why it's so important for us to go back and read Daniel, man. Go back and read the old stories of the Bible to know that what we going through ain't nothing new, man. This ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing new. We've been through it before. We fought through it. We've been through it before. We've been underneath these slaves, man. We've been underneath these empires. We've been doing it. All right. Now that, man, we're gonna read the conclusions. Let's read all the way down because we're gonna get into it. Verse 6. After this, I beheld, and lo, another, like a leopard, and upon the back of 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also, the beast had also 4 heads, and domination was given unto it. Now, when it's talking about the leopard, it's talking about Alexander the Greek. All right. It's talking about the white man, the same white man that ruled Rome, the same white man that rules America. This is who this is talking about. The great domination was given unto it, man. It was given unto it. Alexander the Great had power, man. Rome was a powerful empire. America, the most mightiest, the most powerful empire to ever resurrect on the face of the earth. That's who this is. This is who ruling over us. And they ruling over us by setting up slave functions. You think you going to work? You think you get a job? It's like you think you getting a good job, right? Then you got a good job. You're going to work every day and you're going to provide for your family. What little do you know, man, that job is to increase your burden so that you have no life. Like your job is they call it jobs. Just like you go back in Egypt, the scholars that study Egypt to say there were no slaves in Egypt. And they would tell you that the word slave, because they didn't use the word slave. Just like they don't use the word slave in America. The white man don't use slave. You don't say that we get a new slave with McDonald's. Get a new slave with UPS. White man don't say that. The white man say get a new job. Get a new career. Accelerate your life. We're providing jobs. We're providing more structured economical system and providing highways to get to our jobs. But really it's all a game. Really is all just a slave function. Really is all just like the 4 beasts in the book of Daniel. Really is all just a slave function, just to push and shove you into these slaves to work you out. Just to work you out with hard labors, make you work little for goddamn nothing, man. Take taxes out your check, and you ain't building. You take your check and buying weed. You're taking your check. You know what I'm saying? After you paid your rent and your utilities and your water bill and your gas bill and your bus funds and you eating. After you paid all that, you pay a little bit on your weed, on your drug habit. The white man takes all your check. You think you got money? You ain't got no money. Ain't no different from when we were slaving. We didn't get paid when we were slaving on the slave plantation. We just had shelter. We had the backyard. We back there. We slaved. We had shelter. We didn't pay for the shelter. We had food. We didn't pay for the food. We slaved for free. It's no different. Now you slaving and you getting money. Guess who you going to pay your rent back to? Another white man. To better build his economic system. To better build his slave function. A white man. It's no different, man. It's no different. The slave is the slave now, is the slave then, and forever going to be the slave. But guess what? The table's going to be turned soon when Christ returns, and the so-called a white man, the oppressor, is going to be slave for blacks and Hispanics. He is going to be our slaves. He's going to do our diligent slave duties, just like we dealt out slave duties in America. And he's going to make us money, man. He's going to make us great. Just like they say make America great again. That slogan came off of enslaving blacks and Hispanics. It reminded America, make America great again, reminded. And that time we hated blacks. We hated Hispanics. It was segregation then. Goddamn segregation then, goddamn segregation now. That's how the white man thinks. The white man wants segregation, which is right and just. We had wicked leaders that was in for everything for themselves, that they joined us together with these wicked nations. And that's why we get sucked out dry of our money. America is a slave function, man. Every other nation that ever ruled, any nation that was ever great, has always been a slave function. Has always been a slave function. Every empire, every great empire has always been a slave function. Just like China doesn't have slaves outside of his race, but China has a decent economic system where they can raise up and they can have their own foundation. They can have the Great Wall of China. They can have their own religion. But they slaving at their own expense. They slave a little 6-year-old Asian children to make those Nike shoes for 25 cents. I mean, they don't have slaves outside of the Chinese, but they no less they have slaves. Even if they slaving their own people, they got slaves. Every great empire has slaves. Everyone. You're not gonna have black ministers. That's why the people think you're just gonna come up with black ministers. You're not gonna do it independently. You're either gonna do it with your people or you're gonna do it because you got slaves. You're not gonna have tons of a chain of a black business where you just got it's all across the goddamn world. Your black business that's selling this chicken, it is not gonna happen like that at all. Because you're not gonna get tax breaks that the Arab man get all type of tax breaks. That's why he able to open up chicken joints in your neighborhoods and you have no choice. Because where else the hell you gonna eat? A way to fight that is if we had sisters that's making restaurants out their house, and you got some sister to come home. Man, I ain't even got to go spend my money at goddamn Panda Express because what? Because I got a wife at home that's gonna cook. You understand, bro? You come over, my wife, she good. She gonna cook for us. She got this for us. Oh yeah, we got my auntie. Yeah, she down with it. She, at her house, she got a full restaurant out there. You go over there. You can eat every day after work. We getting tacos. We going over there. We eating. Now we don't got them things, man. Because the white man know that we need these things. So he pushes in all these other slave functions or these other Arab restaurants so he can suck and drive our money. And he make a little bit of money off of the Arabs. It's a trade. I get gas off you. You come to America, set up chicken joints, set up gas stations, get Chinatown. We make trade through there. We set commerce through there. All at the expense of black slaves. Shake hands, sort it out. We all rich. The blacks and Hispanics die, mourn and suffering. We kill them in the streets, pump drugs in their neighborhood. Let's make some more money. Let's up the rent. Let's up the rent on their houses. Let's kick them out. As soon as we get done kicking them out, we take a loan from the bank. We flip the house. We put some. We take the people that we kicked out of the house, the blacks and Hispanics, put them back in the house at a higher rate. And then if they can't pay it, we kick them out again. We gentrify their neighborhood. And then we got dumb, simple blacks that say, "Oh, they coming in. They resurrecting the neighborhood. It's a Renaissance era. They're coming in. They're fixing the houses up. It's great. It came true. We're really that place is a living nightmare. That place is a living nightmare. We're really grandma that been going to the Christian church for 30, 40 odd some years, been going to the Christian church, couldn't pay her bills, and the Christian church didn't help her out. She was taking a bus to the church every Sunday. Now she getting kicked out of her house. The church didn't help her out. Now her house is getting flipped by some white man, some Jew white man that got a loan from the bank, flipped it out, put Big Mama back in the house at a higher rate, starved her out even more, man. And then take the house all again and do it all over again. Do it all over again until that gentrified neighborhood is run down again because of the poverty and the drugs getting pushed in the neighborhood. And this is a revolving cycle where they take the neighborhoods and they do it again and again. It's nothing new, man. It's nothing new. These slave functions in America is set up to slave us out. Slave us out. And the only way we can fight through it is from brotherhood, man. Keeping the laws and statutes and commandments of the Bible. That's it. That is the only way. That's the only way that we can fight through it. We gotta come together. We gotta have our own businesses. And I'm not talking about these little shady businesses where black people get business and want to become rich millionaires and want to become just like the white man. We ain't trying to support your that we trying to support your restaurant, and you just trying to you have your same agenda as the white man. We want to support black restaurants that is involved with the black community, man. That's who we supposed to be supporting. All right. And that's why is you go back and read in history. Every great empire was only great off of the slave functions that was resurrected through it. That's it, man. So let's get some more. Because there's a lot more I want to break down. I got a couple more scriptures I want to get to, and there's a lot I want to get into. All right. That slave that you're going to, that job that you think that you're going to, that you think is a good job. And I'm not saying that we ain't supposed to be having these jobs, but I'm just saying it's not a job. It's a slave. You're going there, you're slaving 40 hours a week. Some people working 50, 60 goddamn hours a goddamn week, don't get to see their family at all. Working as slave, you got a house, you got a car, but you can't enjoy it. You got a condo that's telling you to get your ass up and go to work. You got a mortgage telling you to wake your ass up at 3 o'clock in the morning, get your black behind inside that slave function, break your effing back, break your goddamn back, so you can make this, so you can make this goddamn McDonald's, make this goddamn FedEx, make this Amazon and UPS rich. That's all it's for. Don't never let the white man fool you for 1 second, thinking that he providing these jobs so we can make a better, so America can become better, so we can provide jobs for the poor. It ain't for to provide jobs for the poor. It's to provide slaves for the slave master. You understand? And that's all it's for. But take what you can out this society, man. It's like every other nation do. They take what they can out of society, go back to their neighborhoods and raise up their neighborhoods. If you know what blacks could do if we took everything we could out this goddamn nation and then took back to our black neighborhoods and then rose up our neighborhoods again, what would it be? You know what it'd be if all black men just said, you know what? I ain't smoking no more weed, man. I ain't doing no more drugs. You know what? It's destroying, and my father got destroyed with drugs. My mother was a crack addict. My uncle was a heroin addict. I was a drug addict. I was a drug dealer. You know what? It destroyed my neighborhood far enough. I'd open my eyes up. I'm not going to sell drugs no more. You know what, Mr. White Man? So you know what? I'm just going to come slave here at your place. I'm going to put my wives in your schools. We're going to get educations. We're going to become doctors, and we're going to separate from you. You know what the white man to do? The white man to lose his goddamn mind. The white man to know it to be the end of his empire. The white man already know it's the end of his empire. That's why the scriptures say he know that he have but a little time. Donald Trump know that it's only a little time left. That's why they increasing the burdens on us. That's why in these last times, our hours that these slaves gonna go up. You understand? The slaves gonna get harder. It's because he know he have but a little time. And he don't want his arch nemesis, his direct enemy, the black and Hispanic man, to become anything else, anything but great. He does not want us to become great. Anything else. Become slung out on drugs and in poverty, but becoming great in a divided nation from him, he does not want. All right. Now, let's go to verse 7. After this, I saw in the night vision, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly. And they had a great iron teeth, and they devoured, break in pieces, and stamp and redo with the rest of the feet, and was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and had 10 horns. Now, Daniel was breaking down another beast. He giving you the graphics of this beast and the characteristics of this beast. Now, the thing that is more important to pay attention to the characteristics of the beast than it is to really pay attention to the description that he given of the beast, because the whole point of this is not to show some comic book magic, wookie pookie, hokey pokey, spooky miracle book. It ain't what it is, not doing that. It's trying to, he elaborating on the characteristics of these dreadful and terrible beasts. Is what he doing. All right. So now look, let's go to verse 8. All right. Let's read verse 8 real quick. I consider, it's like where we at? I considered the horns, and behold, there came among them another little horn. Now, you got these great beasts, you got these four beasts, right? You got these horns, you got these great exceedingly horns, which represent these kingdoms. You got all these kingdoms like Germany, you got Great Britain, you got France, you got Italy, you got Russia, you got all these great empires, right? And they got economical system, they got slaves, they got all these great and mighty and powerful things, right? Now look, now understand this. When it say came up another, a little horn before whom they slacking, before whom there were three, and the first horn plucked out by the roots. And behold, and the horn was an ass of a man, and a mouth speaketh of great things. Now, if we talking about these other horns, these great horns, they got great armies. They got all type of military might and all type of military force, right? If it's talking about another little horn, what could this be talking about? If you got all these great empires fighting over America, you got Great Britain, you got France, you got Germany, you got the whole World War II. You got it, they fighting, they scrapping it out. Great Britain, they fighting over the colonies of America. But you got this one little horn that rooted out all of the rest of the horns. You got this one little horn that speak of great things, man. Speak of great things. This one little horn that got power, man, to open his goddamn mouth and start wars with his mouth. Who is this talking about, man? Who could this be talking about? And we read in the first chapter, in the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon. What was Babylon's slogan? What was Babylon's slogan? Babylon's slogan was make Babylon great. Babylon great. I jumped ahead of myself because I'm trying to correlate the two between the Babylonian Empire then and the Babylonian Empire now. That's why I should just call this Babylon again. What is Trump's slogan? How did Trump get in office? Make America great again. Same thing as Babylon the Great. And ain't no goddamn difference. This empire is the same empire as it was then. They get these empires come up and conquer off of the speaking of their mouth, man. Using great words with their mouth. Speaking the hatred towards the 12 tribes. Picking a tribe, going on a campaign election, becoming a politician, becoming a president, and ruling the earth off of hatred. That's what Donald Trump is. Donald Trump became president off of hatred, man. Off of hating the Hispanics. Like the Hispanics is the only reason he in office. Like if we were not here, the white man would be warned amongst himself. He would be hating each other. The white man is just a murderous beast who cannot stop. He would just devour until the white man is just devour and kill till he got down to himself. And if he was the last person on earth, the white man would start chopping off his arms and stabbing himself, and he'd start eating his goddamn self. That's how much of a killer he is. He just has to devour flesh. He just has to do it. And because we here, he picks the Hispanics and say, make America great again. When it was called Babylon the Great, where they made Babylon great off of the hatred and the slave functions of the blacks and Hispanics. The white man is the one who comes speak of great words from his mouth, man. Speak of great words and raise up an exceedingly high and great military might and power. He went and overthrown the British by saying, what did he say? They was oppressed by the British. No taxation without representation. That's what he said. They said, you're right. You right. They went to go get the muskets and they went out and went to go war against the British. And the only reason they won that war was because the Most High was with them. And you got to understand this: the Most High is fair all across the board. The Most High can be with another nation, but the Most High is always with the blacks and Hispanics at the end of the day. We the one who has his mercy. White man does not have his mercy because the white man has no mercy upon us. Like, you don't have to, the white man is being wicked as hell. You don't have to be that wicked. The white man slave, and then look at the destruction that he did. He gave us Christianity. He told us God was a white man. He speak blasphemy in the eyes of the Most High. He said Christ was a white man. He told you that you to turn the cheek when you get whipped. You understand? This is what the white man. This is what he speaks great words. He devoured and conquered the world off of his mouth, off of running his mouth and saying, "Make America great again." Persecute the savage, the North American Indians, the blacks and Hispanics. It's a war on drugs. The Cuban, the war, the what is it called? The Cuban missile crisis. Bear with me one second. Your nose almost got to find this mother up. Turn the lights off and shit. Preach dropping it too hard. Turn the goddamn lights off. All right. So let's continue on. Let's get some more. Let's go to verse 9. While we at it, let's go to verse 9. I beheld till the throne. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the ancient of the day did sit, whose garment was white as snow. Now, David getting into the David already, he explained, you know what I'm saying? David gave it to you straight on the breakdown on the beast, right? He gave you the characteristics of the beast. He told you what they look like and the characteristics of it, right? Nah, I keep saying David. Daniel is getting ready to break down the Most High and his throne and the Most High might and glory, right? And this is what we in verse 9. Now, listen to let's understand why Daniel was breaking down the Most High's throne and the Most High's characteristics and the Most High's description. All right. Whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head were white. It's like, and the hair of his head like pure wool. His throne was like a fiery flame, and his wheels as a burning fire. A fiery steam. It's like a fiery steam, and came forward before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were open. And I beheld. Then, because of the voice of the great words which he has spake, I beheld every till the beasts were slain, and the body destroyed, and given the burden flame. As concerning the race of the beast, they have their domination taken away. Now, there you saying the rest of the beasts, they had their domination taken away. They here for a season. They here and they gone. They here and they gone. So now he already tell you about the Most High. He going to tell you about the Most High glory and his power and his might in the earth, right? Let's keep going. Yet their lives were prolonged and ceased for a time. I saw in the night vision, and behold, one like the Son of Man, come down from the clouds of heaven and come into the Ancient of Days. And they brought him near before him. And there was given a domination and glory and a kingdom that all people and nations and languages should serve him. Now he break it down. When they say the Son of Man, every time when they say the Son of Man is referring back into Christ. It's referring back into Yahawashi. The Son of Man, he gave you the breakdown on the 4 beasts. He told you these 4 beasts devoured up and who they are and how they resurrected all the way into the last beast where it got down to the horns, and the little horn spake up and spoke and basically The little horn, the so-called white man, started wars off of his mouth, off of his great word. That's why the white man is known for every president got to have a speech. Go look up any president. Go look at the Andrew Jackson speech. Goddamn, what you call it? Barack Obama speech. President Bush speech. President Trump speech. They all got a speech because the white man starts his candidacy is started off a speech, off of his mouth. He talks with his words and he uses his mouth and starts wars. Now it's getting into the Most High and describing the Most High characteristics and his description always down to the Son of Man and Christ and how Christ is going to rule. And when it's saying Christ is going to rule, it's like it. It said the glory and the kingdom of the people of nations and the languages shall serve him. And his domination is an everlasting domination, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that shall which not be destroyed. His kingdom not going to be destroyed. His kingdom, every other nation, of all languages, they all gonna come and serve him. Not like America. America got they got every other language and every other nation coming in, but it ain't to serve America. It's basically meant to just serve out the putting affliction on you. Well, where in Christ's kingdom, it's gonna be served out to put affliction on the white man. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be direct opposite. It's gonna flip upside down. It say, but he have but a short time, but it say the Christ kingdom is everlasting. Everlasting, man. That's a kingdom that you should want to be a part. That Christian church is telling you you're gonna meet Christ when you go die. While the white man get to enjoy his kingdom on earth. The white man get to make Disney World and Sea World. White man get to make Six Flags and Cedar Point. White man get to make all these great things. And you get to see NBA players play, football players, and see comedians tell their best jokes, and actors and performers and rap music, and listen to this and that and party and make money. But we got to go through pain to die to meet our king. Nah, you can have that. You can have that. I'll serve out the way that the Bible say to serve out. And I'll wait for Christ to come through that sky, through the clouds, so every other nation can serve him, man. So every other nation can serve him as they rightfully should. As they rightfully should. All right? So let's keep going. Which shall not pass away, and his kingdom, that which shall not be destroyed. Verse 15. I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit, and the midst of my body, and the visions of my head troubled me. I came near one of them that stood by, and I asked him the truth of all this. So he told me and made me know the interpretations of the things. The great beasts were four, and four kings which shall arise out the earth. Now, these four beasts were four kings that shall rise out the earth. When it's saying these four kings are four kings out the earth, signifying the last beast that was split up, it was a Greek empire. It was Alexander the Greek. When Alexander the Greek was on his deathbed, he did something that was wise for his people. He took four generals, man. You know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to read down. I'm going to break that down in just a second. All right. But let's read that again, verse 17. The great beasts, which are four, and are four kings which are arise out the earth. Now these four kings and these four kingdoms shall rise out the earth, just like we read. They rise up and devoured, and they became mighty and strong on the earth off of the slave functions of blacks and Hispanics. All right. Now, verse 18 is so significant in today's time because we so drunk and so into the illusion that we got jobs and we got equal opportunity in America. We so drunk, and we drunk in the wine of America so much, and we think that it's job and it's all about opportunity. It's all about making a lifelong career. It's all about becoming an entrepreneur and opening up businesses and flipping houses and raising the economical system and becoming. It's not what that's about. America is not about that. America is not about that. America is about the destruction of you. America is about the destruction of bringing down blacks and Hispanics. That's what it's about. It started like that. It's going to end like that. They say that little horn that arise out the other horns, they raised up off of speaking words out of his mouth. What words came out of that mouth? Words of hatred. Why would it change now? The white man lives and died by the sword. They say you live by the sword, you die by the sword. That's Esau. That is our oppressor. He lives by the sword, he dies by the sword. He came and built up that little horn became a strong and a mighty, powerful horn off of his words. But guess what? That same horn is going to be destroyed by his mouth, by his words. The white man he's getting himself destroyed. That's why the scriptures say the pride of his heart had deceived him. He deceived himself. He deceived his goddamn self. All right, so let's read verse 18. But the saints of the Most High, and when they say the saints of the Most High, the saints are referring to the blacks and Hispanics and so-called Native American Indians. That's who the saints are. All right, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever and ever and ever. The saints of the Most High shall possess the kingdom forever and ever and ever. That means there's no ending. That means what we doing now is just like, yeah, like, man, you're going to suffer regardless of what you're doing in this place. You might as well do it to get everlasting life and a kingdom underneath Christ that's going to last forever and ever and ever and ever. Man, do you know how great that is, man? Do you know how great, man? Well, I could just say, whew, I'm done slaving. I'm done. It's enough of that. It's my turn to be the slave master forever this time. Not for just 400 years. Not for just 400 years and we fighting to regain America back. Forever. Forever and forever and forever we're going to have absolute control. We're going to have Slocky. We're going to have absolute control over America. That's what is going to happen. And it's something great. Let's get verse 19. Then I would know the truth of the four beasts that were diverse all from others, exceeding dreadful, where their teeth of iron and the nails of brass were devoured, break in pieces, and stamp the residue with his feet. Verse 20. And the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, and of every horn that had eyes, and a mouth, and a mouth that spake very great things. God damn. And a mouth that spake very, very great things. Like, it's America. Make America great. It's great things. Make America great. Speak of your great things. Donald Trump is going to make America great. Build that wall. No taxation without representation. The Cuban Missile Crisis. The drug epidemic. The savages of America. He speak out great words, man. Open his mouth, man, to start wars. Like, goddamn, man. Let's keep going. Whose look and was more stout than his fellows. He was more stout than his fellows. He was just better. He was more seasoned in the tongue. He was a better liar. White men in America, he just only reason he over the white men in Russia because he lied better. There ain't no other reason. Jewish man, the most sneaky and conniving of the devils. Out of all the stock of Esau, the Amalekites, the so-called Jewish man, is the most sneaky and conniving. That's why he's over the movie production and he's over the TVs. That's why he's over there, because he's the most sneaky and vile. But he got the best psychological war strategy. That's the only reason. That's it. The white man got counsel just like we got counsels. We set up and we had counsels. Oh, you put over this department. You good. This is what you good at. You skilled at that. Improve this department. Make this better. Let's do this. Let's make that better. The white man got departments too. His departments all are to destroy the blacks and Hispanics. And his best department is his department with speech. So like I said, every president has a famous speech. Everyone. Every president you look up, they got some famous quote of you can't become president without something. You can't. How could you become president of the United States without a speech, without a quote? You have to have some speech or quote to razz the people up, because that's how the white man. That's how he was from the beginning. That's how he is to the end. All right. Oh yeah. Let's go. Let's read verse 21 again. And beheld the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them until the ancient days came, and judgment was given unto the saints of the Most High. And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. And thus said, the four beasts shall be four kingdoms of the earth, and which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall thread it down and break in pieces. Verse 24. The 10 horns out of the kingdoms are 10 kings that have arise, and another shall arise after them, and he shall diverse from the first, and shall subdue the 3 kings, and he shall speak great words against the Most High. What's great words that the white man speak against the Most High? What is that? He spake great words against the Most High. What is that? What is it saying when he spake great words against the Most High? When he say make America great, is it that? Let me tell you what it is. When he says God bless America, the Lord ain't with America. He's speaking great words. White man goes constantly and say God bless America. Speaking great words against the Most High, man. That's what he doing. All right. Okay. So let's get some more. And shall wear out the saints of the Most High. It said he should wear out the saints of the Most High. He to wear out the saints of the Most High. Like, damn. The white man, just the white man. If he famous for something, if he famous for putting the blacks and Hispanics in slaves. And I ain't talking about just any slave. I'm talking about the worst slave imaginable. These slaves that we working are ridiculous, man. Ridiculous amount of hours, ridiculous amount of labor. It's hard labor, man. He wore you out. How he wear you out, man? He tell you it's man. He got to tell you that you got to work 40 hours a week, mandatory overtime. Saturday you must come in. He must wear you. That's why the Sabbath, and that's why I'm gonna get into my other half of the topic for the end of the class. The Sabbath was given it's an odd day of rest. It was made so the laborers can have rest. Because if it wasn't for the Sabbath, the employers would slave you out 24/7. And even so, that law that was given to us by the Most High, that we resurrected into the earth, was followed all the way to today's time, just flipped into Sunday, telling you that you can have Sunday off because you have to have a day off. Where the Lord told you the Sabbath day was the day off, was your day of rest, because if you're poor and and I know you need this job, I can just slave you. I could just, if I know you need to pay your rent, I know you need to pay for something, I could just, you must come in Saturday. You must come in 7 days a week. You must come. You must do it. You have no choice but to do it, because if you don't do it, you won't have a house. That's why we say, when we say that we've been starved out, they put these little Africans on commercials like these Africans need 10 cents a day and feed the Africans. They not getting starved out like we are. They not. They got their own goddamn country where they can go dig their own goddamn land and grow their own goddamn fruit without some law being set in place, without having to pay somebody to grow fruits in your own goddamn yard. We the ones being starved out. We the ones. He's starving us out, man. He wore out the saints. He wore out the saints, man, increasing our labor. The oppressor has increased our labors, man, tremendously in America. Tremendously. He increased our labors, man. Increased it something terrible, man. Something very, very terrible. That to the point we have no life. We have no life at all in the world, because we are constant state. We just slaves. We just slaves that just wore out. Increase the burden. And that's why the Lord set in place the Sabbath day. That's why he set it in place, for us to get a rest, for the laborers to get a rest. Because if you don't, you'll just slave them out. And if they didn't do it, they would starve to death. And what man is going to sit there and watch his 3-year-old month baby sit there with a dirty diaper on because they have no more, watch his child starve and cry out because there's no more milk, there's no more food. Watch his 2-year-old daughter cry out and come to him and say, Daddy, my stomach hurt, I'm hungry. What man is going to sit there and say, oh, I know what, I gotta wait till I get this job. I understand it. And that's why you to come inside the I.S.U.P.K and pay your tithes, because the command GEN.YAHANNA will take care of you. So you don't have to root back into crime. Because that's what pushes black men into crime. Because I got a 2-year-old right here. I got a 3-month-old baby right here. They both crying, they both hungry as hell. I'm stressed out of my goddamn mind because I'm starved, I'm hungry. I got a woman that's on her period. She's stressed out, she hungry, and we ain't here, we starving. People go crazy. When you starving people out, they go crazy. Don't feed your dog. Go a couple days and don't feed your dog. Watch what that bitch do to you. It's gonna bite the hell out you. You gonna go crazy, man, if you don't feed the people. He's starving us out. And that's why black men lose their mind and say, man, I'm not about to watch my child starve. I'm about to come take. I'm about to go inside this store. I'm about to take this money and I'm about to feed my child, because I'm not going to watch my 2-year-old sons and daughters starve the fuck out because you want to increase our burden to the point where you can't have a goddamn felon to get a job, can't have a criminal background to get a job. You already can't be black to get a job, can't be Hispanic to get it. Why is it on every application, are you black or are you a Hispanic or Latino? Why? Because they don't want you to have a job. They want to starve you out, enslave you. They don't want, and it's on the slave applications. It's only on the slave applications where you get paid a fair, decent, a so-called decent amount. And I say so-called because in Indiana is $7.50, $7.25 is the minimum wage, right? So imagine the minimum wage underneath the table for the Hispanics. It's like $3 a goddamn day. So if a Hispanic is slaving and getting a job with a legal terms on a contract with a slave, he getting $7.25 now instead of that $3-4 a day. That's why they ask, are you a Hispanic or Latino? Because it's going to mess up the economic system. Because this man he's making so much profit off of only giving these Hispanics at this factory $3-4 a day. Now he turned around, these Hispanics getting $7.25 with these other slaves. It's going to mess up his economy. It's going to mess it up. That's why they ask that. And these Hispanics not going to sit back and watch their kids suffer and die and starvation. They're not going to do it. They go out and rob and go sell drugs, do anything they can just to, and that's what we say. You're really starving them out. They out here, they hungry, man. They hungry. Like this is like food is, people don't really know, man. The white men really out here starving us. That's why when they say he wore out the saints, man, he really is slaving us out. And if he ain't slaving us out, he's starving us out. These blacks and Hispanics are really starving in this place. Really starving. Nothing to eat at all. We just out here starving, suffering, and dying. And it's a horrible, horrible life. It's a horrible way of life to live. That's why you're not going to vote your way out of it. You're not going to protest your way out of it. You're not going to march your way out of it. You're not going to love your way out of it. The only way you can come out of it is to come back. Law, statute, commandments of the Bible, brotherhood. It's the only way you're going to come out of it. That's it, man. That is the absolute end of it. There is no other way. It is no other way at all. That's why we tell you to come in here, man. Pay your tithes, man. Because you will be taken care of. That's why I always make sure it's a thing that I pay my tithes, man. Because I always sit and I always think like, damn. Like, man, there might be a brother out here, man, that they ain't taking him on his job. He just ain't doing it. They not finna. They trying to rip his nutsack from between his legs and stump on him. And then make him come to work every day and treat him and humiliate him and strip away his manhood. He not going to take it no more to the point where he quit the job or he do something to get himself fired. And he needs somebody to help pay him for his rent. and help support his family. And I think about the work that I don't even know about that Commander GEN.YAHANNA do. And that's why I pay my tithes, man, because I feel so bad, man. I always feel so bad for, man. It might be a brother going through, man, some hell, man. That's, man, that man, it's so sad. It makes me cry. It makes me cry because, and when me growing up, that's why this is one of my favorite scriptures when it say they wore out the saints. Because when me growing up as a child, I always knew I didn't know I always grew up like, like we homeless as hell. We in the homeless shelter, me and my mother, and my father, and my sister, and my brothers. We're in the homeless shelter. I didn't think nothing of it until you grow up and you realize, like, damn, we that deep in poverty that we in a homeless shelter for years. That we was in the homeless shelter for years and we starving out at the time. I didn't think of it because I'm a kid. I could care less. I just want to run out and go play. But then when I got older and I look back, like, damn, like, God damn, like, man, that is horrible. And I can only think, like, man, the stress that my mother and my father was going through, not being in the truth and suffering and nobody else in the family to help. Nobody else. Not aunties, no uncles, no grandmothers, no grandfathers. Nobody helps you. You have to go and rely on a white man to put you inside some goddamn homeless shelter that you can only be in for, like, I want to say like 90 days. And then we had to wake up. What was it? We had to wake up like 8 o'clock in the goddamn morning, and you had to get out at 7. You wake up at 8 o'clock. They gave you breakfast. They gave you a breakfast, some packaged breakfast. They gave you some microwavable bullshit breakfast that they give you. And then after that, you got to get out. You can stand outside the building, but you can't be inside. You got to get the hell out. So we had to get out every morning. We wake up, we get out, and this is during we weren't even in school. This is during summertime. We get out, we walk all the way out to, I don't even know where the hell we was walking to. Walk some way out to, like, past my grandma's house somewhere. Be out there for a little bit till they say it's time you can come back. Then we go back. Then you got to some little packaged dinner, some nasty ass dinner that we didn't have no choice to eat because we didn't have nothing else. We didn't have no jobs. We ate that. Like I said, we was young. We didn't even care. We ate that. We go to the room. We stockpile in the room. They cut the goddamn lights off in the room. It's pitch black, and you can't cut them on. After 8 o'clock p.m., them lights going off, and you can't cut them on. You better have a flashlight or some shit to navigate your way around. And I grew up thinking, like, damn, like, man, that is hell. That is hell. And you know what? And I don't even look at it to feel bad for myself. I look at it like, brothers going through it now, and I have no choice but to pay my tithes, man. And the tithes on top of tithes, donations, man. Round it up. What the white man teach you, round it to the nearest 10th. Round your tithes to the nearest 10th and pay it, even though it's law to only give 10%. Man, give your tithes and donations, man. Because the hell that we in is ridiculous. And if we don't have each other, we don't have nothing. If we can't rely on each other, we have nothing at all. Brothers going through absolute hell because the white man is wearing us out. These slave functions are no joke. When they say they wore the slaves out, it is no joke, man. They really wearing us out and putting us in slavery and captivity in this place where it's so sad that you should cry over it. You should think about it, and you should shed a tear, and you should mourn, and you should say, I'm gonna do everything I can in my goddamn power to come together with my people to separate from this evil, wicked beast. You should do it because it is so goddamn evil. And you should pray into the Most High that He brings this place down into flames, and that we get justice for what happened to us. Pray into Him, and when you pray into Him, beg it to Him. Make them sick of hearing your voice. Go into the Most High, turn and face east. Put your hands up, and at the end of your prayer, saying, Yahweh's name, we pray, Amen, and send those prayers up to the Most High, that death and destruction rain down on America for the burden in the world that the saints that He did. It's only just and only right. Because if I can't go to court and say, Mr. White Man, your fellow Mr. White Man is oppressing me, he puts drugs in my neighborhoods, he discriminating against me on my jobs, mother and father ain't got a job, we poor as hell, we're in the homeless shelter. The homeless shelter is terrible, and we want justice. You can't take that to court because the white man gonna tell you to pull yourself up, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, become Dr. Carson, love everybody, Martin Luther King, And you should have been a basketball or football star. And it's absolutely horrible. It's absolutely horrible. It is absolute horrible thing. And this place that we live in, people don't even. And you know what? The next class I'm gonna do it on that. How horrible of a slavery that we in now. And I gotta read it again. I gotta read this again just because how horrible it is. Where's we at? We are verse 25. Daniel 7-25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, to think and change the laws. Oh, it's like it to think to change times and laws. And when they say you think to change times and laws, he changed the times on the Sabbath day. He told you not the Sabbath day ain't on Saturday, the Sabbath day on Sunday. Go to church Sunday, and that's your day off. You go to church. Be the tambourine, sing and dance. Change the laws and the times. That's what the white man do, which is an offense and abomination itself, according to the Bible. And that's what he did, man. Change the times and the laws, wore us out, and became rich and some powerful. And think about the life that his children live. His children live a wonderful life, even into the piss poor dirt trailer park trash white devil that's on them out there. They even live a better life than the best of ours because they got their sense of pride. They can go on a mass shooting and run. They go on it's like the terrorist attack that was happening in Canada. They can go out there, mow niggas down in the goddamn van. Bloods and gut and blood spilling off their guns and knives and sword. And they go and get taken in custody alive. When you get shot down in the streets, butt ass naked. Nothing at all. And they say, I thought he had a gun. I was in fear of my life. They can say that and kill us. But the white men go around and mass murder and kill everything and say he suffered from trauma of his life. That's why he got it better than you. This is why we say we in hell and this is his heaven. Because a trailer trash can go on the cycle mania. You ever watched that movie, that movie Joker that just came out, or you ever seen all the other versions? That man's a goddamn lunatic that lost his mind. And then you go and look at the reviews of the movie, people, I understand it. He was treated badly. He did this and that and this and that. But you go and watch that movie Menace to Society, people say it's a movie about thugs and gangsters and the violence of niggers. That's what they tell you. But really, it's worse than that movie. It's worse than any other movie trying to explain and break down the trauma that the some white boy go through. Don't live the hell that we live, man. Swore out the saints, change the times. Change the times and the laws. When they say he changed the times of the laws, like I said, he changed the Sabbath from a Saturday to a Sunday, and then the Sabbath was sundown to sundown. This wicked bastard, it ain't even sundown to sundown. It's not even 24 hours with this wicked bastard. It's like what is it, like 16 hours? 14 hours of rest? That's all you getting off. Turn on, give you a little football game and a little bit and make you feel good. And it's absolutely horrible. So let's get to the scripture of the Sabbath service before we close this out. Let's go to Exodus chapter 1. You understand? Say, wore out the saints and change the times. Now, we didn't get to the slave functions in America. White man forced you to slave on this day. He's telling you, you got to come in on Saturday or you're fired. What is the counsel? What should you do? Should you go in? How do you keep the Sabbath day? No sweat. Leave it up to the professionals. Let us do it. Leave it up to us. We love doing these type things. Exodus chapter 1 and verse 7. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceedingly mightily, and the land fulfilled with them. So the Israelites was abundantly. They came and excelled, multiplied in this place, man. We had babies. We had women, we had wives, right? Verse 8. Now arose up a new king over Egypt who knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Who says this today? Donald Trump. Who said it in the past? Andrew Jackson, Christopher Columbus, Abraham Lincoln. Pharaoh said they are, what did he say? He said to the people, behold, the people of Israel are more mightier than me. We need to build a wall. Why? Because he's in fear. He said they're more mighty than it. Even the white man is admitting to it. Because if we were no threat, and we were some just game, how you, the white man is the most, he got the most powerful empire ever resurrected on the face of the earth. Do you know how poor Mexico is? You telling me some poor, broken down, drug infested, corrupted place by the hands of the devil is a threat into the greatest empire on the face of the earth? It's really not. It's really not. He's saying the children of Israel are a threat. The Mexicans are a threat. That's what he's saying. Increase the burdens on it. Make them put it on a, tell them build a wall, say it out loud so the whole world can see it and can hear it. And then when they hear it, put it on, increase their labor. They come down hard on them. Tell them we gonna put them in deport them across the goddamn border. Put it hard on their mind that it cause stress, cause drug trauma, and make them want to kill themselves. That's what he did. That's what he did. Trump is responsible for all the goddamn suicides of Hispanics. He responsible. You can't tell me that ain't happening, because in Fort Wayne, Indiana, I did like some Hispanic barber killed his goddamn self because of the depression he was going through while Trump was in office. Your fault. It's the white man's fault. Don't nobody get out of slavery blaming the slaves. Blame the goddamn slave master. Blame him. He responsible. All right. Now let's keep going so we can break this down real quick. Come on. Let us deal wisely with them, and that they multiply and they come to pass when they fall out any war and join with their enemies and fight against us to get up out of the land. So look, they saying let us deal wisely with them. Like I said, they gonna have councils and they deal wisely with us. They deal wisely with us, man. They go out of the council and they say, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to build a wall. We're going to have a drug epidemic. We're going to build a crisis against Cuba. We're going to say the North American Indian was savages. We're going to put all these things. We're going to say these, we'll have a wise council. We're going to make up lies, speak greatly with our mouth, and we're going to come down hard against them. We're going to increase the abundance of slave on them, and we're going to wear out the saints. That's what he did. All right. So with that, let's go to this next scripture real quick. We're in the book of Exodus. We're gonna go to chapter 20 at verse 9. And we're gonna break this down. All right. Exodus chapter 20 and verse 9. 6 days shall thou labor and do all thy works, but the 7th day of the Sabbath of the Lord thy God, and it shall not do any work, and nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy maidservant. It said 6 days. It's 6 days. The work of the Lord was done. The 7th day, the Most High rest, right? And it say the 7th day, 6 days shall thou labor, just like the Most High did when the Most High created the earth, right? And do all thy work, right? But the 7th day is the Sabbath. The 7th day is the Sabbath. The first day of the week is Sunday, right? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's the day that you rest. Not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday is the day you rest. That's not how, that ain't how the Lord set it up. That's why the scriptures say when he wore out the saints and changed the times and the laws, he changed the times. He only get you. I'm telling you, don't when you get them, when you getting off that Sunday, you ain't even. I'm telling you, the work you getting ain't even off. You ain't even off. He calling and harassing you about where this at and where that at. Especially if you some supervisor for a company. He calling the white man, emailing, calling you, and you got you thinking about work on your off day. Like, yeah, then you can't even get a day of rest in this joint. Like, damn. Like, the white man is just the devil, man. The oppressor is the devil, the redneck, as I should say. In it shall not do any work, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy mad servant, nor thy mad servant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger, or nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. Nobody, not a single soul was supposed to do no work. And they talking about that you're not supposed to fire up a stove and make you something to eat. It's not talking about that. It's not what it's talking about. Just like the people, and it's been happening before. Like people think niggling just started, stupid niggling just started when we got out the slave ships. No. And the Maccabees and his son saw that people was dying on the Sabbath because it's a Sabbath and we can't fight. So we must die for the Sabbath. No. Maccabees said we're gonna fight on the Sabbath. The Sabbath, the scriptures say it was Sabbath was made for the man, not man for the Sabbath. Lord made this so the laborers can rest. So you can't slave them out. If it wasn't for this law wouldn't even be in the land, and a white man would slave you out 7 days a week until you just die. And he'd keep producing like UPS. Like that boy, they hiring out the ass. They hiring but they in there hiring because they wearing the saints out. They hiring them there, hiring them there. They wearing you out and they breaking you down until you're broke, and they got to go hire somebody else. That's why the Lord said the Sabbath was made for the man, and that's why the Lord say the 7th day is a day of rest. That's why it says that. That's why. But if the white man is forcing you and telling you that you cannot miss this day of work or you're gonna be fired, no sweat. Do that slave. That's why it's called a slave, because we're in slavery. Do it out. Feed your family. We here for you. We're gonna work our way out of it. When you go on a future relationship, when you applying for jobs, try to apply for jobs that ain't got no Saturday slave. Try to apply for jobs that or that you can put out, that you can get off on Saturday. You understand? So you can do the work of the Lord. All right. So with that being said, with Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, Fort Wayne, no cowards classes live. We live every Wednesday. We're gonna get it in. We raising brothers up. You understand? We got a couple young men from raising troopers. You understand? You want to be troopers? Come inside, call 260-416-1993. Get in touch with me, myself. I'm also in the Kashuan. We raising up the city of Fort Wayne. We're gonna raise this up and bring it back wet, man. And with that, man, shalom.